I'm Alice King, your official Reddit baddie. I scroll through on his stories so you can sit back, relax a little, and enjoy the chaos. We got a really interesting story today. It's not exactly a point of view, more like something that turned into a legend over time. Kind of a rumor that kept evolving with tons of updates on the way.
Like, I'm really down for that.
Bridezilla tries to slander a local venue on social media. Venue posted a recorded phone call between them and the bride on Facebook that exposed the bride for lying. A few days ago, a bride made a whole website about her experience with a local wedding venue, claiming that they were trying to force her to go through with her March wedding during this pandemic, and that they weren't offering her the choice to reschedule unless it was to a Monday or Tuesday, among many other false claims. I cannot even imagine the horrors wedding venues went through during the pandemic. If you want, you can read her website here. Unfortunately, I couldn't open the link, but I will share it in the video's description. And yeah, she really bought a whole domain name just to make and share this site. Her website got shared by a lot of her friends and family and eventually made its way around local Facebook groups, which of course meant that there were a lot of angry people attacking the venue, giving them negative reviews and trying to destroy their business. So many people were sharing this girl's post, warning people to stay away from and beware of this venue. I hope she got sued, because what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you want to destroy someone's business completely? The bride even made a Facebook post encouraging everyone to leave them bad reviews and to remind everyone to make sure they are negatively reviewing the correct venue.
That's crazy.
The whole review system is so bad. Why is it allowed for people who didn't use that service to leave a review? Well, the venue deactivated their Facebook to try and prevent the damage of tons of fake bad reviews coming in, but tonight they reactivated it and posted their response, complete with a recorded phone call between them and the bride. Bridezilla isn't even a good enough word to describe how insane this girl is.
I'm kinda scared.
I can't believe how calm and gracious the venue owner was throughout this conversation, and I'm so glad she exposed this nasty girl for all her lies. Are you guys curious about the venue's response? Because we have it. Dear friends, we are reopening our Facebook after a former bride took to social media making false accusations in attempt to discredit and cripple our business. She created a website, made numerous Instagram stories, Facebook posts, a BBB claim, and encouraged her followers to leave negative reviews on media outlets. We had to close and limit our social media accounts during this time. Just imagine this happening during the pandemic. It's not enough that business was slow because the times we lived, they also had to deal with this crazy stalker who tried to ruin their reputation.
I am crazier!
Her Facebook post with the link to her website was shared over 800 times. Traffic to our website increased 1500%. We have continued to receive hateful emails, posts, and bad reviews. Additionally, she has reached out to the media. The false accusations needs to end. In order to reopen our Facebook page, we need to set the story straight. After March 15th, after receiving an antagonistic phone call from the bride's mother and discovering that our wedding planner was verbally abused by the bride, I made the decision that for our protection, we should record the follow-up phone conversation with the bride. I'm so happy you decided to record the phone call. By the way, we have it too, and I'm going to include it in this video. We are sharing this phone recording with you. Please know that before making this post, we asked the bride to retract her statements, so this would not be necessary, but we received no reply. This post is a defensive response. In no way it is our intent to harm this bride. At the same time, it was her intent to hurt your business, so I cannot feel bad for her. It's just the consequences of her action. On the contrary, we remain compassionate toward her. She has made this response necessary in order for us to regain our reputation. The person who wrote this is too nice. I would have sued the bride. We trust that when people hear the truth, they will cease to believe the lies. The phone call recording of our conversation is below, along with the list of her accusations and our responses. Bride, only Mondays and Tuesdays were offered. Venue, in her media campaign, she claims we offered rescheduling only to Mondays and Tuesdays. Let me guess, that was a lie. However, in the phone call recording, she clearly understands Fridays and Saturdays were offered, along with a potential Saturday, September 26th. Was this her plan to become TikTok famous or what? Bride, her wedding was not able to be held.
Why would he lie to me?
For March 21st, 2020, there was a CDC suggestion to limit gatherings but no mandatory closings. Legally, we were obligated to fulfill our contract. Even so, we offered her the ability to reschedule as late as the day before her wedding. I mean, what else you would want? The venue gave the option to reschedule the event even a day before. In this situation, there is no more a venue could do for you. Bride, we tried to force her to cancel. Venue, we did not force her to cancel her wedding. To the contrary, on the phone call, we made it clear we are able to have her wedding and were equally willing to reschedule. Additionally, in her text to us and her Instagram stories, she self-labeled herself a Bridezilla.
That's so true.
And admitted to verbal attacks. Though within our legal right, we did not invoke the Bridezilla clause common in venue contracts. Oh my god, there's a Bridezilla clause in the wedding industry? That's hilarious. Because of the virus, we wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm just glad you recorded that phone call. Bride, we were charging her a rescheduling fee. Venue, we were not charging her a rescheduling fee. The only possible fees would be those paid to third parties. For example, reordering linens and cake if she delays in her decision to reschedule, as those items have deadlines and if ordered once would need to be ordered for the new date. So basically, all her job was to decide if she wants to go with the date or reschedule it. And if she decides to reschedule, just let them know so they can reorder her stuff. What did she expect from you? I mean, I think you did everything right. We also were not going to charge her to replace the wedding planner. Right, because she verbally abused the wedding planner, so she needed a new one. And you guys didn't even charge her for that either. Bride, she was left out of a mass email with available date. But why didn't she just kept her original date? Our March 15th phone conversation ended with her saying she would think about rescheduling. On March 16th, we began sending out available rescheduling dates to all brides affected by the coronavirus. Since each bride had a different wedding planner and unique deadline based on their wedding date, we sent a unique copy of the email to each bride. The first of these emails were sent at 10:53 a.m. and the last of them was sent at 12:29 p.m. We received a cancellation request from the bride's email at 11:34 a.m., so we did not include her on the rest of the emails being sent out. Bride, we ghosted her. Venue, we were always readily available to her via email, text, phone, and communicated with her on many occasions. March 17th, the bride emailed us with instructions to no longer communicate with her.
Oh my god, what is happening?
I mean, I really think this was about clout. She wanted to get famous. Thank you to our brides, their families, and our vendors for the overwhelming love and support. You are the reason we love this business, and we are truly grateful for each of you. I'll drop the recording here so you guys can listen if you're interested. It's about 30 minutes long, so I didn't want it to sit that through because that would make this video very long. I wanted to include it as bonus content if you guys want the full experience.
Hello.
Hey Kelly, this is Mary with the Greystone Estate.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
I'm not so good at the moment.
Yeah, neither am I.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Can you tell me what happened between you and Elizabeth?
Yes, Mary. I am very upset because I feel like everything has been falling apart, and I feel like I'm at my ends wits because I feel like y'all are making it up to me, but really it's this entire government. I'm sitting here watching all of the press and everything, and all of my family can't come now to this wedding, and do you guys want to reschedule? Do I want to reschedule? No, but and I don't want to reschedule to a Saturday, to a Sunday or a Friday at another time, and it's just not fair because I don't know what I'm supposed to do because everything is shutting down. I can't get a marriage license.
Why did you wait till now to try to get the marriage license?
Because I have a job.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Mary, this is Andrew, her fiance.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, so, we kind of just didn't think, we thought we would have this whole week to get our marriage license, stuff like that.
Right.
We were also waiting for our premarital counseling certificate to come in before we went and did that, and then this all happened, and now it's becoming a sort of a panic.
Well, I talked to Cherokee County on Friday, and they expected to be open Monday and onward. And Publix is open, Target's open, Costco's open, the gym's open. I don't think you're going to have a problem getting your marriage license. I wouldn't expect.
Okay, but I literally, yes. Okay, so I'm supposed to work tomorrow and Tuesday, so I was freaking out because I wouldn't be able to go until Wednesday. And now my whole work, I'm done. I mean, it's like, this isn't fair.
Yeah, I've read the clauses on Cherokee County's website too, and they made it seem like they're still going to do marriage license and all that. And that's really not the biggest of our concern. You know, worst case scenario, we could just have the wedding and go back and do that part later.
Right, yeah, that's true. People do that all the time.
I guess the frustration might be lack of communication. I think Miss Judy has reached out to you a few times without a response, so I think she was a little frustrated about that as well.
No, that's absolutely not true. I've replied, and I've had more meetings with her than, we've invested a lot of time with Judy in phone calls and emails and extra meetings and, trying to always make her feel secure. And really, Kelly's our client, but we love the moms too, so we always try to, include them and make them feel good. But Judy was demanding a phone call, and I did call her back, and she didn't answer. But I had meetings all day that day, nonstop, and that was the day that everything hit the fan about this virus. And along with all the regular meetings that I had from sun up to sundown, and I called her back. It was almost 10 o'clock at night, and I did have a call with her when I was able to do it. So she wasn't avoided, and she was actually pretty demeaning and really kind of rude and insulting to me, to be honest with you. She said she didn't care about any of our brides. She only cared about Kelly, which, I get her emotions, but it seems that what she's trying to do, there's been a tremendous amount of communication, and Kelly's been texting Elizabeth nonstop, and Elizabeth has been kind enough to respond, to all of the anxiety. To be honest, Kelly's our only bride who is upset. We had a wedding last night, and everything was fine. Everything was great. We haven't had any brides want to reschedule. Everything's just been great. So we certainly want, everybody to be happy and all of that, but we've given a tremendous amount of attention, even though y'all have been really treating us pretty badly, to be quite honest. Elizabeth called me crying and upset because Kelly cussed her out and called her the C word. And Elizabeth is really, really distraught. I mean, nobody's ever talked to us the way we've been talked to in this situation. And we really don't know what to do on our end, to be honest, because we don't know what it is y'all want from us. Wedding venues are not shutting down. Funerals are continuing. Those are the two businesses that, for sure. Plus, like I said, Costco and all these other places are open. The world isn't ending, and people are going on with their lives. We don't want to shut down on our brides. So we are certainly willing to reschedule if it's not working out for your family. We're open to do that. We don't have to do it, but we want to do it, and we're open to do that. But we're also available should you want to continue. I mean, we don't know what else to do except to do everything we can. And I know it's not turning out great for you guys, and she's upset, but we don't deserve to be talked to the way y'all are doing. And quite frankly, at this point, I don't think she has a wedding planner for Saturday, because Elizabeth she put her into a...
Apologize if you let me apologize. I want to apologize.
Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying, and I'm sorry that it's turned out the way it has. I guess that's kind of why I feel obligated to talk right now.
I appreciate that.
I know that both of them are anxious and nervous and not sure what to do, so I think their emotions are kind of taking control of maybe some of the words that are coming out of their mouths and stuff like that. So I apologize that it's come down to anybody being talked to disrespectfully or any inappropriate way.
What do you suggest?
Well, call me naive, but I mean, I'm still pretty calm about the whole thing, but I understand all the concerns. I guess it really comes down to what's able to be provided still, and I've been working, so I'm a little out of the loop.
Well, so far, what I've heard is that everybody's, on target. The DJ, the caterer, the cake, the venue, everybody is, like I said, we did a wedding last night. Everything was great. We're all on target to do it on Saturday. It's just a matter of, normally when a bride cancels, it's just done, because that's their choice. But we're willing to reschedule. I think everybody is willing to reschedule and try to, help it work out. We can't invent days. I mean, I can only offer her the days that I have in 2020, but, we're willing to do that. But so far, nobody's wanted to make any decisions. They've just wanted to stay upset. So we're just moving forward and planning to be ready. The linens are already in, the cake's ordered. I'm sure Talk of the Town has already ordered the food. Everybody's moving forward and putting out expenses for this wedding, thinking that it's going forward, but I'm not sure what's happening on y'all's end, to be.
Yes, ma'am. So it sounds like you're still pretty optimistic about everything. Everything's still running smoothly and up to date.
Yeah, I mean, so the worst state that we have here is Washington, is what I've been told. Washington, and they've put a ban on 250 people gathering, and I think that's what that doesn't even involve. We're a private facility too, so and y'all aren't going to have 250 people, so.
Right, but since it's private anyway, you can do what you want, right?
That's my understanding, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess the primary concern is, if Thursday or Friday rolls around, then it's crisis state of emergency, and where I don't know, would there even be a situation where that would happen and we would have to shut down the wedding?
I mean, I can't imagine it, but I mean, the only thing that I can offer you as a venue is that we would do it on a different day. That's all I can offer. That's all I can offer, But she's at this late date, I mean, the caterers. You have to talk to them. I haven't seen the email, but Elizabeth said that there was an email she thought from Confection Perfection saying that they would move it to a different date as well. So I think the cake isn't a problem. The DJ, I'm sure he would be fine. He would be considerate in trying to work it out. Talk of the Town, I'm sure would do what they could. They may have already, by this time, made an investment in food because they usually buy it, I think, a week or two out.
Right.
And so, and nobody was, making a decision, so they probably had to go ahead and buy that. So I don't know how that works with them. And like I said, I'm not sure that she has a wedding planner at this point. So I don't know what we would. I don't know how to handle that.
My phone. I want to ask.
Well, I'm gonna let Kelly talk to you a little bit. She's pretty upset, but she's also upset because how she spoke to Elizabeth. So I think she wants to apologize, do her best to make things right. But yeah, obviously she's emotional right now. Yeah,
I understand. I mean, if
I tried to call her back and apologize because I know that is so out of character, and I feel like nobody's giving me, okay, if this happens or if this happens, what happens if they literally say, okay, they're going to ban any group gatherings above 15 people come Thursday, then what happens? That's where I'm upset, and I feel like everybody's avoiding it, and so that's how I felt. And when I spoke to Elizabeth, I did not at all mean for that to come out to her. I was frustrated and angry and took all my feelings out on her, and I'm so sorry. And I tried to call her back to apologize because I didn't mean it like that. I just feel so under pressure from all of this, just like I'm sure anybody in the country does, because of all companies, businesses everywhere. And it's just very frustrating because of course I want to get married come Saturday, and it sucks that half my family can't be there. But it's I just don't want to be blindsided come Saturday and then everything go to crap.
So let me just say this kind of as a mom, okay? Not as a wedding venue. First thing I would say is turn off your TV, because the media is their job is to keep you in a panic and get you stirred up and keep you in front of the television set. And that's not helping you because you can't change anything.
Well, I work in a health professional field, so my office is closed for the next 2 weeks, and my doctor doesn't know if he's going to be even able to pay us after that. So that's kind of where I'm at also.
Yeah,
and,
that's stressful.
I'm exposed to it every single day.
Yeah. The other thing, is just, I think you're just going to have to think about, so I'll give you an example. We just met with a bride who's getting married in 3 weeks, okay? And we talked to her about it and gave her the same scenario as you, that, we'd be willing to reschedule it and like that. And she was fine with that, because that's, really all we can offer, and she understood. But she decided
What do you mean by that?
that we would reschedule the date if we
No, but like, if you could, what do you mean that's your only thing that you can offer?
Well, that's all we have is dates and times, and that's what we can offer is a wedding on a different date. But her response was that, she didn't care if only 10 people showed up. She was getting married and she was going to have her wedding. That was her decision. I think y'all just have to talk about, if 60 people from your family can come, or 100 people, or 10 people, or what's your point? You know your family, and you know the RSVPs, and
Right, my whole family's out. That's the thing, and they're all out of town. So I don't have any family but my mom and my dad, which is great, but like it sucks. My only living grandparent sends me a text saying, I was really hoping that I'd stay alive long enough to see you walk down the aisle, and it sucks. It really sucks.
So what do you want to do?
Well, my question is, you guys don't have another Saturday available, right?
In 2020?
Right.
Yeah.
So my problem is, me and Andy have been together 6 years, and at this point, if this whole thing, if we can't get married on Saturday, come Saturday, it's like, I'm not going to wait another year to do this entire party. Like, I would rather just go to the courthouse whenever the courthouse is reopened.
Yeah.
Because it's been long enough, and like, it's just different when you've been together for 6 years and you've waited all this time to have something like this, which anybody ever expected to happen. So it's just frustrating because I'm not gonna go through this whole waiting period again and do all of this stuff that I worked so hard on, and go through all of this in a year. It's not worth it. I'd rather just be married at this point. I can't even go on a honeymoon.
Yeah. It's a little dangerous. Yeah. Well,
I've had
that's
to
just...
reschedule my honeymoon twice. I'll be having to reschedule my honeymoon twice now, because Mexico's now closing their borders after we've already been shut down to go to Italy.
Yeah.
And it's different for anybody else who's in 3 weeks, because you have 3 weeks to mentally prepare. All right, we can reschedule this. Whereas me, I'm literally getting married in 6 days, and I can't.
Well, you can. You can get married.
Yeah, but
you
if
can.
worst case scenario happens, because I already know it's going to. I've already talked to so many people, health official wise and all, and it's not looking promising.
Well, I can't predict the future. I can just tell you that right now everything's still open. It's not like I don't know what to tell you. I can't predict.
Well, my question is, okay, so if this thing blows up, right, which we can't predict, our entire country has no clue what this thing is. I don't understand why, if I can't reschedule, or if something crazy goes.
But you can reschedule, you just don't want to.
Right, because I don't want to get married in a year.
Well, because you have to wait for a Saturday. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I'm not, I just don't get it. Why, if I had to cancel, why couldn't, do you have any sympathy towards that?
Of course I do, Kelly. Do you have any sympathy to the fact that we've been working with you guys for a year, and we are committed to doing your wedding? And this is a wedding that you wanted, and we're willing to give you another date to do it. And that's not something that you want. That's your choice. We are so willing to do it. And if I have a Saturday that opens up, I do have someone that has emailed me. She actually has become pregnant, and she's deciding whether she's going to give up her wedding or not, because she's going to be very pregnant on the day of her wedding, and she's on a Saturday in September. So if she were to give that up, then I would have a Saturday, but I don't have one at this moment.
Okay, well.
But I can't tell you today. I can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow. I can tell you that.
I understand that.
But I will, whatever I have to offer you, I will offer you.
I just don't want y'all to hate me, and I know I talked so badly to Elizabeth, and I totally apologize. And I hope that she doesn't hate me for that, because it wasn't towards her at all. It was just out of my anger and frustration for this whole process, which I'm sure, like most of you can understand. As far as that, it's just a stressful time for everybody.
Well, I can tell you she doesn't hate you, but I can tell you when I talk to your mom, I get anxiety. And when Elizabeth talks to you, it's the same thing. It's y'all don't realize, I don't think, because you're both upset. But the way y'all talk to us is just really, it's demeaning, and it's just, it hurts. And it's really difficult because we really want to do what's best for you guys. We really want you to be happy. And it just seems like no matter what we do, y'all are going to be unhappy with us. And it's just really hard on this end to be servant-oriented and feel like, just feel awful, I mean, it's just really hard on this end. So all I can tell you is we're going to continue to do all we can, and we're going to continue to do our job and to be kind and offer you everything that I have on the table to offer you. If I have a Saturday, I'll give you a Saturday. If I can't invent them, but I will do what I can. And
moving forward though, like now I'm just nervous that you guys literally like you're gonna have this horrible taste in your mouth the whole time if it's my wedding day, and I hate that because I'm not that type of person at all. I feel like I haven't really demanded or said much until this point, until the last week. Because it's chaos everywhere.
I think
I've been trying to be so calm and not care about it and just keep moving forward, and then it's just this entire last 3 days. It's nonstop. Everybody asking me, "Are you still getting married? Are you still doing this? Are you still?" I'm like, I need everybody to stop, and it's not helping because it's constant anxiety and worry.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand how you're feeling pressured. All I can tell you is that it's painful as it is for you to accept. The decision is yours. What you want to do. You can get married. You can get married on Saturday. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think you're going to be able to get married on Saturday. And if you
have a wedding coordinator,
you're gonna have to send her an email. I don't think she's going to answer the phone because she's afraid to be hurt again. That was pretty painful.
I texted her though too, and she didn't respond.
Yeah. I don't know.
So how am I supposed to do that?
I would send her a very thoughtful email. That's what I would encourage you to do. She's probably not looking at her phone. That's what I would encourage you to do. And then then let her think. Just kind of think about it. I know she really cares about you. I know that, which is why it hurt. Because she has. I'll tell you this, Kelly. She is one of my best wedding planners, and she has never been as responsive as she has been to you when you text her. She is just on it back because she feels for you and she cares about you, and that's why it hurts so much. So I would just suggest you send her an email and just pour your heart out to her and just tell her how you feel and that you're sorry, and I she's a good person. She's just hurting right now, and I know you're hurting right now, but there are more people involved in this too, everybody's got their own family they're thinking about and their own situation and their own jobs. So, I know it's hard on you because your wedding's on Saturday, but all I can tell you is we're all here for you. If you were to decide on Friday that you didn't want to do it, I would still reschedule for you. If you decided Saturday morning, I would still reschedule for you. So for me, you don't have to stress. Like I said, the cake people, I don't know when they make the cake. they may not be able to do it then. Your linens are going to be here tomorrow. They arrive on Monday or Tuesday. I've already paid for them, so they're coming. Your the talk of the town, I don't know how their situation works with rescheduling, but I know they would reschedule. I just don't know if there'd be any cost involved because of food already bought or anything. But,
Right.
we're not putting you under the pressure to decide because I can make that happen. So
Okay.
just
Okay, well, yeah, I just kind of need the afternoon, I guess.
yeah. And once you decide, then we can sit and look at dates, and see what my options are. I've already sent that other bride who was considering postponing hers or canceling.
Do you know what weekend in September that is?
It's September 26th. It's a Saturday.
Oh, wait.
It's a Saturday.
sorry.
It's a
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah.
It's a Saturday.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll look into that.
And I'm waiting to hear back from her. I'm sure she's going through a lot right now and being pregnant and all. So, but I'm waiting to hear back from her, officially about canceling it and, or what she's going to do. So, but if she does cancel, then I'll have that date available.
Okay. Okay. And I apologize if there was anything said that was directed at you or Elizabeth. Again, I am so sorry. It's just pure anxiety and frustration with this whole process because I feel like the last thing I want is I don't want to be blindsided.
I know. Yeah, I know.
What if one of my, I would have to back out at this point if one of my vendors all of a sudden got COVID-19, God forbid, you know what I mean? There's just no,
well,
there's no guarantee for anybody.
Yeah, but you got to realize these vendors, they're used to doing multiple weddings in a day. They've got so many staff members, and they're always being careful. They're all about cleanliness, and they're always being inspected, and they have procedures in place. This is not, this is the kind of thing that they're totally prepared for. So I don't think you're going to have to worry about any of that. We haven't had none of the venues I've talked to, none of them have had any weddings cancel. None of the caterers have, backed out on any weddings. Everything is moving right along.
Really? Because I know so many people getting married and they are all postponing.
Well, that's the bride's choice. Right.
So you're making it, but see, this is where I'm frustrated because you're making it as though if it's all on me, which yes, I get I'm the bride, but it's different because if the health regulations, CDC, who comes out with something, and you're going to tell me it's the bride's choice, that's where I'm frustrated because what happens if you actually do get shut down?
We're not though. We're a private organization.
But you haven't answered my question. What if you do get shut down? Just because you're private, my dental office is private.
Well, nobody shut them down. They chose to shut down.
Okay, but what happened? Regardless, the president of the United States or the National Guard, whoever, Brian Kemp, they can override you as a private organization.
Well, I guess if that were to happen, then we would deal with it then. That's not something that anybody's ever had happen before, or we even expect.
Well, yeah, honestly, nobody's ever had COVID-19 walking around either, so everybody's at a complete loss of what to do for anything. So if Brian Kemp shuts you down and you have to cancel, what are you going to do? That's my question.
I don't know. I'll do it. We'll figure it then. I'll just offer
I'll
reschedule everybody.
All your brides?
We will reschedule all the weddings.
So you won't refund your brides?
Well, Kelly, what you'd have to consider if you were going to do, first of all, in my contract and in every contract, no, I don't have to. I don't have to reschedule, but I would.
Not reschedule, but what about refund if you were completely shut down by the government?
The government is not going to shut us down. And if it is, then I would still offer to reschedule, but legally, any kind of company that does something like that doesn't have to because it's an act of God. So,
wait,
it's called force majeure. It's in everybody's contract, right? So,
right, but you're allowed to from, like, because of the force majeure, you're allowed to, like, this would allow us or brides to have a refund.
I don't think so. But I'm not a lawyer, and if it came down to that, then that's what we would do, is we'd all consult lawyers. But I think right now what you're doing is you're jumping the gun and worrying about things. We could talk about a bunch of different things that could happen. We could have another flood, you know? I mean, all kinds of things that could happen. And it's best to worry about things when they happen. You've got 6 days. And I don't think you need to be thinking about what if. Let's talk about what's happening. And what's happening is that you have family that may not be able to come, and you have a wedding in 6 days. So you have to decide if you still want to have your wedding or if you want to reschedule it.
But no refund.
No, we're here to do your wedding. We're offering your wedding.
Right, but I'm asking, like, that you guys don't do a refund if for some reason I don't want to reschedule.
That's a big if, and I would consult the contract and I would consult my lawyer. But I'm not doing that because we are holding your wedding,
right?
Unless you reschedule it. I just had one last night.
You just what?
We just had a wedding last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, at this point, which you have a choice, Kelly. You can either wait, and you could see if the government shuts you down, and you can continue with your wedding. And if it does, then we can all consult lawyers, and we can look at the contract and see where we are at that point based on whatever the situation is, because I don't know what it would be. And we can decide then. Or you can decide now to go through with your wedding, or you can decide to postpone it. But really, and I know it's painful for you because it's a hard decision, but the decision really is yours. Because no one's going to take your wedding away from you. So you have to decide what you want to do.
Okay. Well, I guess I will take this time to do that.
Okay. Well, we're just going to move forward until you tell us otherwise.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
But wait, this story didn't just end there. There are some updates, and believe me, somehow it gets messier.
Good Lord.
Update 1. The bride deactivated/deleted her Facebook page. I wonder why she did that. Probably because her lives were crumbling around her. Second update. The bride's website is still up, but the content is deleted. Okay, at least that explains why when I open the page there is nothing there. It now reads coming soon. The venue owner has screenshots though, and I'm sure tons of other people do too. Third update. u/Godzilla Bridezilla just shared this, a compilation of screenshots of the bride's website and Facebook post from before she deleted it all. Yeah, unfortunately that page is deleted too. Fourth update, she now deleted her Instagram, or the very least changed her username to something else. Put a password on her wedding website, and it looks like her mom has deactivated her Facebook as well. Unfortunately for her, none of this will hide the posts, videos and phone calls that are now permanently on the internet. And whose fault is that? Fifth update, here's her response to the situation from last week as the backlash against her was just beginning.
To all the people out there who want to hate, want to troll, and who want to say, I'm a brat, I'm a bridezilla, I'm stuck up and can't just sack up and take a Friday or Sunday, I'm going to tell you exactly why you're wrong.
But why didn't you just keep your original date though?
With all the facts. Because on March 16th at 10:50 a.m., Mary Stone sent a mass email to all Greystone brides, giving them a list of dates, all the dates they could choose from to reschedule if they wanted to reschedule or postpone, and gave them a time frame to respond by. Guess what? She didn't send that email to me. And guess what? I canceled at 11:30. I canceled at 11:34 a.m. March 16th. 10:50, 11:34. There was a disconnect. It's called she didn't put me in that email. And had she just sent me that from the beginning, prior to all of this crazy drama, we might not be here. But regardless, we're here. So for all of you who are like, well, where's the proof? You can go check Facebook. Okay, yeah, it was on Facebook and then I deleted it. I'm not even gonna lie about it. But that's because in all of this, no matter what, those have reached out to me, I am honoring their privacy. What I posted didn't expose anybody at all. But I just wanted to make sure I deleted it because I was like, crap, like, what if somebody looks at something and whatever and sees that and then they're like, oh, that's that person. So I didn't want to expose it that way. But regardless, I have the emails to prove my cancellation and the time period that it's sent out. So I don't need to prove to anybody except myself and that you people really have no life if you're really going to be rude.
You are willing to destroy someone's business because of pettiness. Is that even register in your brain?
She is clinically insane.
Also, the user who uploaded the video to YouTube isn't her, it's someone who screen recorded her stories before she changed her Instagram name and made it private. A true hero. To be honest, watching this video made me laugh. I thought I would be more angry, but I just cannot stop laughing at how delusional this bratty little girl is.
How are you not embarrassed?
Like, she truly looks and sounds so stupid, and her mannerisms and tone of voice read like someone doing satire of someone who's never been told no before. I cannot believe this is real. Oh, I can 100% believe this is real. There are some very interesting people out there. In a bad way. I'm just glad the venue could clear their name. So hard to believe that anyone could lack this much self-awareness. Sixth update, The Bird Show did a few segments on this situation. Here's the link to listen. Spoiler alert, they are all team venue and said the bride sucks. Again. It got deleted. Seventh update, the bride's attorney reached out to the Bird Show to do some damage control, and I guess it worked because now they're all team bride. Insane.
That's weird.
I guess that's why it also got deleted. The reasoning was that the phone call was recorded before she went on her smear campaign, which is the stupidest reason to be on her side. No, in this day and age, everybody should record every phone call. Of course, they should notify the parties about the recordings. Maybe that would help people to behave in a civilized manner, and there would be less stories like this. If anything, it speaks volumes of the bride's character that she started the social media attacks after the conversation where the venue was approaching her with tact and grace. One of the girls on the Bird Show is also team bride because she thinks the venue should refund their bride should they choose to cancel.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no!
I'm just wondering, was this idea originated from the bride's attorney? That's just not how the wedding industry works, and she's clearly very misinformed on what expectations people should have for canceling their wedding with vendors rather than rescheduling. Yeah, but it wasn't her idea. The show said that to save face. If you cancel, you lose your money. If you reschedule, you don't. It's that simple. Whatever is in the contract, that goes. How disappointing that they are being manipulated to sympathize with the bride. I thought they would be smarter than that. No wonder she reacts so poorly to being told no. Looks like daddy's money can just pay off an attorney to influence people's opinions of this girl, regardless of how abhorrent her behavior is. That's not necessarily true. They had a completely different opinion first. They changed it because they were afraid of being sued. This kind of validation is exactly why this bride is the way she is in the first place, and why people will continue to behave this way forever.
Yeah.
If you have money, you can get away with anything. You're not wrong about that. Thankfully, all of my subscribers are awesome and amazing people. Surround yourself with the ones who make your life brighter. I hope you guys enjoyed today's story. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I reply them all. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.